Hold up.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Win. Win, 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 win.
Yeah.
Curve everything else. Win, 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 win.
Win.
These I'm saying.
What's up? Welcome back to my channel. I know you're probably thinking like, bruh, did I just watch this? Nope. You watched the hair video and now you're on the makeup tutorial. So today we are getting into this look that I created for Thanksgiving. It's a purple smoky eye with a red lip, using some new goodies that I got from Coastal Scents and some of my favorites. So if you would like to see how I created, just keep on watching. So first things first, we got to get the skin prepped and ready to go, and part of that skin prep is the lips. So I'm taking my Vaseline chapstick so my lips are nice and moisturized when I get to the actual lipstick application portion. For skin prep moisturizer, we'll be using the L'Oreal Hydra Genius. This has been my favorite recently, just because it's not too thick. I can wear this at day or night, and my skin feels so soft and moist after I put it in and let it soak up. To prime today, we'll be using the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. To keep that nose from getting shiny, I'm going to mix, press in the primer and then set my nose area, my T-zone area, where I find to get the most oily with this Fenty Beauty powder. And I use the shade Honey. I use this same powder to set my concealed areas and pretty much anywhere that I highlight on my face. I found this Japanese sponge, which I heard was so bomb, but they stopped selling Japanese at Ulta, but I found it at Walmart. So I was geeked, and I love the sponge. It's super bouncy and pouncy, and it's not hard or rough on the skin. My go-to foundation, which has been my go-to foundation for I don't even know how long at this point, is a Too Faced Born This Way. It really does give you a second skin type of layer. Nothing too thick, and it doesn't look super cakey. And if it does start to look too cakey, what I always do is I set my face twice, because that setting mist soaks up any excess powder that's laying on my face. And I think that's what's giving me the powdery look, is the actual powder, and it's not the foundation. But some foundations can have you looking cakey, honey, but not the Born This Way. I love both the foundation and the multi-scope concealer. These have been my go-to for a long little minute now. I probably should try something new, but hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So now I'm just setting my highlighted areas with that same Fenty Beauty powder and that Japanese sponge. And I'm just going to put that everywhere that I highlighted, and then I will be contouring. So these are my staple contouring products, the the MAC Studio Fix powder and NW58. I have been using this contour powder. I have not switched in I don't know how long, winter, summer, whenever. It's just been my go-to. So I use the Real Techniques concealer, I think it's a concealer or blush, whichever brush it is, to contour my cheeks and around the perimeter of my face. And then for my nose, I need it to be a little less intense, so I use a Black Radiance Ebony powder and contour my nose. When it gets to like really deep, I get my really winter light complexion, I'll use the Ebony powder to contour the hollows and perimeter of my face as well, because sometimes that Studio Fix can get a little dark. So to do my brows, I've been using this same pencil as well. These are like my staple products that I always reach to, I always gravitate towards until I want to try something new, but these I know will always have my back. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in dark brown and the James Charles palette, I think the shade is called Benny, to fill in my brows. I like using an eyeshadow to fill in my brows. I feel like it's easier to disperse and dispense. It still gives me the thickness that I want, the darkness that I want, but it's easy to fade out if I do get a little crazy. To highlight and carve out the brows, I'm using that same Multi-Scope concealer in the shade Chestnut to give me that underbrow highlight. Buff that out, I'll be using the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, another staple brush that I always reach for. It just really easily blends out any product wherever I'm using it, and I use that same concealer to kind of be a base for my eyeshadow today. So I'll be using a lot of Coastal Scents brushes, and I'll be dipping a little bit into this Metal Mania palette, but again, staple palette that I always use, Morphe is it for me. Like, I love Morphe palettes. People be hating on Morphe, but she gets the job done. Brushes, palettes, gets the job done. So I'm using the 3502 To start the shadow look off, I'm using a mix of a brown and an orange shade because I want it to blend nicely with the purple that I'm going to lay on top later. So I went in first with that like warm brown, and now I'm going in with the orange to warm it up a little bit more, and I'm just using a patting motion to get that done. To buff out the edges where that brown is laid up next to my brow bone, I'm taking this flesh tone lighter brown to kind of buff it out, and you can see how the eye that I'm buffing on, it looks a lot smoother as compared to the other eye that I had not yet buffed yet. So now I'm using a Coastal Scents brush in that dark purple from the James Charles palette, and I'm just going to pack that all over the lid, and then I'll use another like blending brush to kind of buff it into that orange brown mixture that I have going up in the crease area. And I found that this purple, I haven't worked with it a lot. I've used it before, but I never found it to oxidize like it did on me. So I had to keep layering this on, and every time I did, it kind of just oxidized out. So after I completed my whole look, I went back in with my Tarte, it's called Fair Concealer. I put that on top because I needed a really white light base for this shadow to stick and give me the oomph that I was needing, because it just kept oxidizing on me. So now that we've kind of did a little bit on the eyes, I'm going to buff away all that powder. And as you can see, it's looking a little cakey right now, but that's from the powder sitting and chilling on my skin. I know my concealer is not going anywhere, so I'm okay with the cake, but I am going to go ahead and spray it down to start getting that skin-like finish, because we always want it to look like skin and not cake. So I'm using the Morphe Brushes Continuous Setting Mist to start my first layer of setting my makeup. And when I do the first layer, I always fan it to help it dry. As you can see, the unset versus set, how it definitely looks more skin-like on the set side. I use a fan to help it dry the first time, but when I'm actually setting my entire face of makeup, I just let it dry on its own. I feel like it just really grips everything without it being assisted with a fan. So now I'm using the NYX liner to just give a little liner across, like right near the lash line. No wing or anything, just to help the lash blend when I put those on at the end. My favorite mascara has been the Too Faced Better Than Sex. It's a really good mascara. I wish it had like a double-ended wand, because the wand is really thick, so I can easily mess up on the lower lash line, but it really gets the lashes popping if I choose not to wear falsies. So that's why I do love that mascara. I'll be dipping into this Coastal Scents blush, and these really come off extremely intense, so you want to make sure you're using a light hand when picking it up and placing it on your skin. The colors do pop, so it's good for that. Very affordable and gets the job done. I'm using the Alter Ego Sahara palette as my highlight today. I'm mixing 2 of the shimmer shades from that palette to give me this kind of rosy, goldish highlight, and I feel like it just went really nicely with today's look. I have these moles on my face that I absolutely love but always get covered with foundation, so I'm using that same NYX liner to make them pop and bring them the attention that they deserve. So now onto the lips. I'm using the NYX Espresso Lip Liner to overline and kind of fill in the lips. I make sure that my entire lip is like filled in, and one side of my lip is a little more straight and one's a little fuller, so I do overline them so they look even, and my lips give this like kind of pout feel because I feel like they're a little small, but no big deal, we just overline it. And I'm using the Carli Bybel and Il Makiage Supernova Trio. I'm really just using the lipstick Venus today. It is such a pretty red, and I'm loving the packaging of this. It has like this magnetic connector in it, so the top kind of like this grabs onto itself, and the detail in this lipstick is so pretty. As you can see, like the little constellations in it, they just really paid attention to detail when making this product. So I'm just going to mix that in with the brown because I kind of want a dark ombre effect, but the lip liner still wasn't dark enough for me, so after I put it on, I tried to go back in with the lip liner to give me some more, but I just wanted some more some more Shazam, some more Va Va Voom. So I took that dark brown shadow that I used on my brows and used it as a lip liner as well. Today's lashes are from Wardrobe Opulence, and they're in this the style Legend Season, you can use my code to get a discount. I love her lashes. They are the freaking best. But this is me setting my face completely, and here is our finished look. So I absolutely loved how this came out. If you saw my pics on the gram, it went perfectly with my striped red and purple and white and yellow dress that I wore on Thanksgiving. So I was here for this look. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to my channel. If you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Give me a like, drop a comment down below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Stay true.